everyone, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. This is Tina with Tina's Craft Creations. I'm on today with a fun little video. This is going to be something a little different that I've never done before, but I thought it would be pretty fun. I have been, you guys know, I've been organizing and sorting and doing all the things in my craft room and garage, and I have these baskets full of projects that I've made, made with the intentions of sending them off in Happy Mail, and then I didn't send them off in Happy Mail. I've just been accumulating these things that I've made. And I just wanted to I wanted to just show my past makes, especially because I do have a lot of new subscribers here. Maybe you've never seen me create anything, or you've never seen any of my projects, because over the last few months, all I've been doing is hauling. So if you're new here, I promise you I am a crafter. And I'm going to show you a bunch of things that I've made over the last year and a half or so. And it's just things that I've accumulated that I never sent off in swaps, because it was not a swap type of thing. Or just, I craft for fun a lot of times, and then I send those things off in Happy Mail. So these things have just accumulated, and I want to give them away. So what I'm going to do is have this little giveaway here. Now, what I would like for you to do, if you're interested in receiving a box of Happy Mail from me, now I want to preface this. This is not Christmas themed Happy Mail. This is just random. It could be summer themed. It could be, just Maggie Holmes, crepe paper. It could just be whatever. It's just, I'll show you the things, but it would be just mystery bundles of Happy Mail. So not Christmas themed. But if you would like to receive a box of Happy Mail from me, please comment "count me in" down below. And I'll need you all to also include your contact information. So if you have an Instagram, include your Instagram handle. If you don't have Instagram, then include your email address. I'm going to have to be able to get in touch with you if I select your name. So again, count me in, put "count me in," and then your contact information if you want to participate and receive a box of Happy Mail. I'm going to show you guys what I have. And again, it would just be like a box of miscellaneous Happy Mail for me. It's not going to have anything specific. It'll just be out of these items that I have here. So first couple things I have to show you are some pocket letters that I made. So if you're not familiar with pocket letters, they are typically made with, a pocket letter is typically made with what are called artist trading card sleeves. So like if someone collects like baseball cards, football cards, things like that, the sleeves that hold, it's like a plastic sleeve that holds 3 across and 3 rows. Okay. So, we in the crafty community, if you're not familiar, again, we make something called an ATC, which is an artist trading card. And they are 2.5 by 3.5 and 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. And you put those into those sleeves, and then you create something called a pocket letter. And in the back, you can put little goodies, or you can decorate the outside and include goodies separately, which is normally what I do. Now, there's also a different type of pocket letter that you can make with film strip sleeves. Now, I'll show you those because I have a couple of those here. So film strips, like old school, like camera film, you could buy these strips that would hold your negatives. So a few years ago, people started making pocket letters with these types of sleeves, and I haven't made one in a while, so I made a couple of these this summer. So this is one that I made using the Pink Paisley Summer Lights collection. So obviously summer themed, but I have some pom-pom trim on the side. There's nothing in the back. It's just decorated. Now you could hang this up in your craft room. You could put little, it did have the like holes along the side where you put it in a binder, but I covered that with the pom-pom trim. So, you can do whatever you want with it, but this is just something that I've made, and I think it's really pretty. So I have that one, and then I have this one. So these are just some fun little, like film negative pocket letters. Okay, so those two. Okay, I have tons of other miscellaneous, like I said, I have tons of just various things that I've made. I guess we'll stick with like summery themed, because that's what I have here in this particular basket. Now, last summer I was working, I do know, do I still have this collection? I think so. This is a summer collection that was from Simple Stories called Summer Lovin'. So I took this little plastic bug catcher that little kids can buy. I bought this at the Target dollar spot. I altered it by decorating it essentially. And inside this little, little kids would catch bugs, like lightning bugs and things, and put them. So this is just like a little 3D project that I altered, and I decorated the front and the back to make it look like a little camper, like someone's camping out. They got their little chair and their pole and then the chair. So in here on the inside, if I can get it open, it's been a while since I've opened this thing. I included, or I put I created a tag flip. I think that's everything that's in here. There's some embellishments. Let's see, maybe it's some embellishments. I don't remember. It's been a while since I made this. It was last summer. So, so I think there's some, yeah, there's a tag flip and some embellishments. Okay, so this tag flip, and if you're not familiar, again, a tag flip is just basically you can create your own tags. You can use tags from a collection. You can just, you know, you can decorate pre-made tags. You can create your own tags. So I do a lot of my, creating my own by using cut-aparts and things. This one, I just created little tabs with paper and then hole punch them to create like little tabs here so that I could put my binder ring on, and then I'd always put like ribbon and things on there. So, and I stitched around all of the tags. So this was a cut-apart that I added a little tab to. So I love making tag flips. People can, you can honestly use these as little albums if you want. You can decorate the back with photos and turn it into like a little memory keeping album. You can just, I just hang them in my room to inspire me, like when people send me tag flips. But all of these are stitched and decorated, and yeah, so super cute little tag flip that I created last year. And then it will come inside of this little decorated trailer thing. But I also made some bag toppers, and bag toppers can be used if you send off Happy Mail. You can put them on top of a cello bag, and then you can just add like a little glue dot, and then your recipient can reuse this. So these were made using a ticket die. It is a shaker die. I did not turn them into a shaker, so I just stitched around and left them kind of flat and then decorated these. So again, it's a little bag topper. You could also cut off the back and use it as an embellishment if you want to do that. So this is another one. Again, these are all bag toppers. So whoever gets the little camper thing will get the tag flip and these little bag toppers inside. So that is one thing as well. And then with the same collection, I made this fun little 3D backpack using a die in my stash, and I just decorated. I put it together and then decorated it. Now these are 3D projects that you can also, a lot of times people have tutorials on how to make these types of projects, but I used a metal cutting die. I have a die that makes this little backpack, and inside you can put fun little goodies. You can put shred and candy or little crafty goodies. You can put, like, sometimes people will put, like, a lot of times people in Happy Mail will gift things like socks, lip balm, you know, just various little self-care things. So this was made to, you know, hold little things. So that's one item. Again, this is just me going over some things I've made. It's been a while since I've looked back through a lot of my old stuff. Some of these are a little bit more new. Some of them are older. I have some older embellishments that I made using an Obed Marshall collection called Fantastico. I made these paper clip embellishments using that collection. So again, I used this was just me cutting a piece of paper. I think, yeah, it was just me cutting a piece of paper, and I stitched the paper onto the paper clip. You could, if you're a planner person or a journal person, you can clip these in, and you could write journal on the back if you want or whatever. So there's that one. There's this one. I do make a lot of embellishments. That's one of my favorite things to make as well. And again, these are all stitched. And then this one. So those I made quite some time ago. I have some other little paper clip embellishments I made last year. Last year I was challenging myself to do, I think these I made in February of last year. I was working with, Rachel was doing like the craft every day in February since it's the shortest month of the year. So this is something I made in February of 2024. I made some fun little banner embellishments using a metal die that had a layering piece, and it creates the little banner itself. So you just put it on your paper clip, and then you add the layering piece, which of course I did stitch these. And then I did add the little fringe. This is a KS craft die from AliExpress. And then this is just one of the embellishments I made during the February challenge that Rachel was having. She does that every February where you craft every day for the month of February. I'm going to try to do that again next year. Or I do want to try to challenge myself next year and do a crafting month where I craft every single month, even if it's not February. So these were made using the Pebbles Cool Girl collection, which I did recently sell, but they are super cute. So I have those. Oh, nope, there's one more. This one. Fun little holographic foiling. But again, you could totally just clip these into an album or a journal or something. Here's another fun summer project I did last year. This one I made using a die. This is a tag flip I made using a die from Scrap Diva Designs. It's a bathing suit die, and I turned it in. It's supposed to be a mini album, but I turned it into a tag flip. And I did back these on 110-pound cardstock, so they are nice and sturdy. So these are just little bathing suits I decorated. This is also a summer collection from Simple Stories, but now I can't think of what it was called. I sold it, I think, earlier this year or something, but it's a super cute little summer collection. And again, I just decorated this. Lots of layering. That's something I love to do, is layer up my ephemera and chipboard and stickers and all kinds of things. So, and then gold thread is something I add on to a lot of my collection or my projects. Enamel dots. So, yeah. Last year I was way more productive crafty-wise because I was just not organizing my house last year. I do have some Memorydex cards here as well. Now, if you're not, oh, no, I'll show those in a minute. I also made these embellishments not too long ago. These I made using the Bia Valent. This was her newer, was this Smiles for Miles? I think this might have been. I took some Rosie Studio, like little library card type things, and just decorated them using the Bia Valent Smiles for Miles collection. Just made like little embellishments that obviously you can add these onto a into an album. You can add them onto a journal somehow. You can turn these into a tag flip if you just punch a hole. I just never did that. I think I made these. Rachel and Fleur were having a crafty class earlier this year, and I was usually when they have their crafty classes, they have like one live where like Rachel's crafting and making things, and you can craft along if you want. And that's what I did during that particular live. I just was working with this because I was excited to get this new collection at the time. Again, this was a few months ago. And then this one. So lots of fun little embellishments from that particular crafty live. And then I have a bunch of Memorydex cards here. These are all from like various times, various collections. I have one here that I had already packaged up and I was going to send it in Happy Mail, and then I never did. So let me show you that one first. This one was using the Paige Evans Bloom Street and Blooming Wild collections. So this was from last spring, like last year of 2024. I did so much crafting in 2024, you guys. This is a shaker Memorydex card. Now, if you're not familiar with what a Memorydex card is, a Memorydex card is a card or some sort of thing that you make with these little holes in there. Now, they do make a punch. You can find it online. Let me see if I can find mine. There's a Heidi Swapp punch that makes the holes at the bottom, and then you can put these onto a holder. They do, I don't know if scrapbook.com still sells the Heidi Swapp little Memorydex holders or not, or you can, there's lots of videos here on YouTube where you can create your own little like holder if you want to like store your Memorydex cards. You can use paper straws. There's a lot of them. So this is a Memorydex card. Again, I know a lot of you have been around forever and you know what these are, but I know I do have a lot of new subscribers and some people that are maybe not specifically paper crafters. So this is just something that I made to gift someone, and I turned it into a shaker by adding some sequins into a vellum pouch at the top. and then I sewed it at the bottom, and then I do have little labels that I put on my things so people can remember who created it. So this is one that I made using Bloom Street. It looks like mostly just Bloom Street here. So Bloom Street is one of my favorite collections, and these little butterflies are one of my all-time favorite embellishments, and I wish I could find more. I like ran out of them. It makes me really sad I don't have them anymore. Or I might have like half a pack or something. This is another Memorydex card I made using the Paige Evans Adventurous collection. I think I made this last summer. So just again, this was a ticket die that I have in my stash, and I just cut out the die. I always back my Memorydex cards anymore, especially if I use a die, I back it on 110 pound cardstock, and then I use the die, the paper. Then I cut out whatever the die is, the paper, and then the layering pieces. And then I decorated it using some little paper flowers and little like gold hearts from Rosie Studio. And then again, I have little labels with my information, so if people want to remember who made it for them, they have it. These were made using another die that I have. I have lots of Memorydex dies. This one I think was from KS Craft, I believe. This one I think I got on like AliExpress or Temu, I don't remember. This was from the Jen Hadfield Flower Child collection, which I don't have anymore either. I sold that one. Same with Adventurous. So this is just a little Memorydex card. I never added my sticker, but I can do that. And then this is another one. I used some flowers from Lori over at Creating for Fun. All right, and then I have some that I made using the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper. These are wintry themed ones. Super cute. Winter. It's not really specifically Christmas theme in my opinion, but I know some people do use Snow and Cocoa at Christmas time, and it looks like there might have been something here and it fell off and I don't know what it was. So I'll have to find that. But this is just a little like winter cap Memorydex card that I have. I did, well, it's an embellishment, and then I added the Memorydex. Oh no, it is a Memorydex card. And then I just layered some foam here to give it dimension. So it is a Memorydex card die. And then I just used the layering pieces, added some chipboard and embellishments from, and some enamel dots and a little fun pom-pom to decorate that. Here's another one. Again, I do have my labels on the backs of these. I made a bunch of these. I think this was last year when I was working with a bunch of Crate Paper collections. We have this one and this one. So that was everything in this first basket. Like I said, I have so much stuff to show you guys. And again, if you are interested in just, you know, receiving a fun, happy mailbox full of goodies, make sure you comment down below, or again, count me in and your contact information. And then that way I can get in touch with you, because I would like to pass these things along. I don't want them to just sit here forever. I didn't make them just to have them sit, but yeah, so all right, so then I have some other things here in another basket. I have these fun little oh, I'm gonna have to, is this loose? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to add some glue to this. This is a little crate that I made using the it's a little die that I have in my stash. I think I got it on AliExpress or something, and the crate was decorated using the Crate Paper Wild Heart collection. And I just decorated it with a lot of chipboard and some foam stickers. So it's just a fun little, again, you can put some shred in here and add fun little goodies for Happy Mail. But yeah, this is coming loose, so I definitely need to glue that back on. Here's another one. Added some fun little chipboard to make a banner and added one of their little rosette embellishments. And there's another one. This one here. So those are those little crates. I don't want to forget to glue that one. Oh no, there's another one. There's 4. There's a fun one. Again, I do usually add a lot of like gold thread like I do here, just for some added texture. And this one is like flying all wild everywhere. Okay. Okay, so there's that. All right, and then I have some little containers that I decorated using the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. These are just little magnetic containers from the Dollar Tree, and you can put fun little things in here like sequin mix or little doodads. Like if you're sending things like charms and beads and things, you can turn it into like a tiny little embellishment box. I used the Garden Party collection to decorate it, and little stickers from Rosie Studio, and again some gold thread. And there's this one. All right, so what else do we have? I have another one of those, this one here. And I did stitch all of those circles on the outside, and I added one on the inside as well, just to cover up the backing. So there's those. I don't think I have any more of those. Let me see. Okay, I have these fun little berry baskets that I got at Michael's, and I decorated them using the Round Trip collection from Maggie Holmes. So again, these can be, you know, you can put some shred in here, add some fun little goodies, and send that off in Happy Mail, and it's a fun little container. So I got these from Michael's around Easter time a couple years ago, and then I finally just used some and decorated them with the Round Trip collection. So there's those two. And then I have this little, I have some 3D projects here. Again, a lot of the 3D projects are things that you can put things into. So this one I was using the Flourish collection from Maggie Holmes. Oh, there's something that came off of here. So I think this butterfly, oh no, the butterfly goes here. So some of these things have lost little bits. I'll have to figure out what was here. I'm not sure. But there was another little bit here as well. But this little butterfly needs to be glued back on here. But this is a little like bag. Again, I used a metal die to cut the bag. And I did use some cardstock, some like lighter weight cardstock to make the base. And then I layered it up with the actual cardstock from the collection. So there's that one, that little bag. And then I have this little bag. I used another metal die. This metal die was, I think this was from Scrap Diva or KS Craft. I don't remember. I have so many dies. But this one was used, I decorated this one using the Crate Paper Magical Forest collection. Excuse me. So again, you can add shred in here and turn this into a fun little Happy Mail container with some various things. All right, I have some little embellishment boxes that I made. They don't have anything in them, but this one I used a container from the Dollar Tree, and it has all of these little containers, little compartments, and then I used the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection to decorate it. If you hear anything, it's Joplin upstairs being very dramatic. All right, and then I have this other little bag. Let me show you what's in the bag first. I made all of these fun little, I had had these little tiny matchboxes in my stash for years that I got from Tuesday Morning before they closed. I had them, they were like marked down on clearance, and it was probably, I bought them even a year or two before Tuesday Morning even closed, but I had these little matchboxes in my stash for such a long time. So it's just a little matchbox that you open like this. And I finally decided to alter them and decorate them using one of my all-time favorite collections. This is one of my unicorn collections that I don't have the whole thing, and I wish I did. It's the Crate Paper Oasis collection. But I turned these into little shakers, some of them. I don't think I decorated all of them as shakers. I can't remember. No, maybe I did. Okay, I think I turned all of these into shakers using tulle. Like tulle netting from Michael's or whatever, and I just sewed it on this tiny little piece of paper, and then I added the sequins, and then I added a couple of little embellishments to decorate these. But in these you can add like beads, charms, you know, just something small. I made a bunch of these. So there's this one with a fun little bathing suit, and again I have little sequins on all of these. This one's got yellow sequin mix with a fun little button from the Oasis collection. This one, the turquoise mix, I think that might have been from Rachel. I can't remember. And then there's this one. I made so many of these that, oh no, my stitching came loose there. Oh, it's losing some sequins. I might not be able to give this one away. I don't want it to be like losing sequins everywhere when I go to ship it. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, I didn't know that the stitching had come loose on this one. Well, it's still cute nonetheless. I'll have to keep that one and display it in my craft room because I just love it. I just don't want sequins to go everywhere when I send it off. So I'll save that one for myself. We have this one here. So cute. This one. And this one. So those fun little boxes. There's another little sequin that came out of here. And then I had a little like craft tote thing that I made using a metal die from KS Craft. I used cardstock and then backed it with, or I mean, I used cardstock to back it. Oh, apparently a lot of sequins came out of that one into my little bag. And then I used the layering pieces from the die to decorate this, and then added some embellishments from the Garden Party collection from Maggie Holmes. So there's that little tote. And then the last thing I have here, and it looks like that's everything that I have. So I made this box using a box that I had purchased at Dollar General last year. This was bought at, I think around Valentine's Day, or they had them for sale on around Valentine's Day. And I turned it into a little altered box using the Carousel collection from Maggie Holmes. This one has, I took a piece of paper and I stitched on some tulle and added some sequin mix. So I made it a shaker, and I decorated it with a bunch of chipboard from the Carousel collection. And then I also added this here as well. So this actually should go like this. So that's decorated on the front, but it is just like a fun little box. Again, you can send off all kinds of things, and there's embellishments in here. Again, I used a metal die to make these little pocket style banner embellishments. I back them on 110-pound cardstock, and then I decorate them using papers from the collection and embellishments from the collection. There's this one. And I use a lot of like varying elements like chipboard and enamel stickers and foam stickers behind cardstock stickers and gold thread and tickets and puffy stickers. So lots of fun little elements. Carousel is one of my favorite collections. So yeah. But yeah, that is everything, you guys. Again, if you would be interested in winning a mystery bundle of some of these goodies, please, again, include your comment that says count me in and your contact information. So your IG handle or your email address so I can reach out to you. I'm going to have this open for a few days. So today is November 26th. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so I know a lot of people might not be watching this right away. So I'll keep this open I'll keep it open until maybe Wednesday of next week. So I'll keep it open a week. That'll be December 3rd. And I will do a few drawings because I obviously want to try to get rid of as much of this as possible and send it off to some homes where people can, you know, use it or display it or even regift it with their own Happy Mail, like stuffed into these things. So, so yeah, if anyone is interested, like I said, if you want to be included, count me in, plus your contact information. And, if anyone does have any questions, though, about anything, please let me know. If you've not already, I greatly appreciate if you would consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.